Welcome guys. So today I am going to talk about the spices I use to marinate my chicken, my fish and pork. So I'm going to explain these three crucial spices that are very secretive in the African cuisine. So today I'm going to explain you guys, and I'm going to take you guys through step by step. So if anyone has questions regarding these spices, please feel free to leave some comment and let's discuss a bit about these specific spices over here. So I have decided to launch my natural spices that I'll be using in my cuisine to cook chicken, fish, meat, pork, and it was an extreme research that I was doing. And in my cooking experience working in the restaurants, I have noticed how crucial spices are in the cooking period. So one of the spices that interested me during my research was the, just put here, okay, it was the Tetrapura tetraprera. So they have scientific names that are extremely long. I will have to warn you guys. And then the Western African countries have traditional names. They call these certain spices because our great parents used to use these spices. So now they all have different ways of calling these spices. So I'm not sure, but in Ghana they also have their own name how they call this spice. Cameroons, they call this spice fokote. Nigerians also have their own name how they call it. Everybody in this planet have a different name on how they call it. So, but one common thing all these spices has is that they have one name, which is the Tetrapura tetraprera. So it's a very long scientific name. Especially me, it took me time to be able to read this long name like this. So the common name known for this spice is Eden fruit. So Eden fruit is a spice you can use in your meat, in your fish, or in anything that you cook, or in your stew or soup. It's a very dark spice. It has an interesting aroma in this spice over here. So it smells sweety, and you can also eat it like a snack. And it's also good to use this spice like tea. It's extremely strong, but it's not bitter. It just gives that color of natural tea. And the good part is that with this tea specifically, it's having a lot of benefits that our great parents used to use. And one benefit is that, which is still used in now, is just that it's like a hidden spice. Not a lot of people know it. It's like after birth you can drink this tea and it brings back your womb together. It balances everything in the woman's body. It has known for a lot of benefits. And the other one is that also it also can remove some bad luck in your house. That is now, if you guys believe inside thing. So you can put it, it remove bad armor from your house. And it has a lot of interesting things. This common natural spices, what it does, it has a lot of common things that it can do. So, but the well-known name is Eden fruit. That is the common name that it's known for. But if you have to go deeper and start digging deeper about this specific spice, and then you'll know that its traditional name is Tetrapura tetraprera. I love mainly using this stew for a stew, especially now that it's cold. Stew are going extremely well, and this just warms the body up. So when you make a stew, you do not want to put a lot of this, otherwise you're going to make a soup known as a black soup. Because this is very dark seed. It's a dark natural spice. So if you are using it like for your fish, let's say you are using a croaker fish or you are using a salmon, for instance. So salmon, it's a colorful fish. You do not want to bury your salmon into a dark spice like this. Otherwise, the color of the salmon dies. I will tell you guys a story actually. Myself, I learned from that mistake. So as I was researching this spice, specifically this one, the mistake I did is that I took the spice, I went to buy some salmon, so I wanted to grill it. You know, give the salmon the flavors, the taste, because people are after the taste. So I was making the salmon, I took my titapura, I grinded it, and then I applied it on my salmon. Oh guys, that is like the worst mistake I did. Not really worse, it's because my salmon came out dark. And the color, that reddish, pinkish of a salmon, it was buried under this specific spice. So that is the mistake I did. But the taste was great. The taste was wonderful. I could feel the flavors. I could feel the ammo. I could feel all my spices in my salmon. But the only bad thing was the presentation was not good for the salmon because the spice buried my salmon, and it's a dark natural spice. So guys, learn from my mistake. When you are using the Eden fruit over here, learn that if you want a bit of this sweet natural spice taste in your salmon, you need to go a bit gentle. Don't be rushed like me. So use like a small portion of this, and this will be really helpful to you, and it won't bury your beautiful color of your salmon. That's what this spice does. But for your soup, for the soup, you can really go on a generous amount where you can use this spice like really good, and then it just makes your spice taste good. And one thing is that, okay, let me tell you guys something. If you are a man out there, you don't know how to cook, or let's say you like going to the gym, you don't have time, these spices are going to save you guys a lot in the taste and in many more things that I will reveal sooner or later on the benefits of men, what this spice does. But if you're a busy man, you like going out, or you don't have time, you work too much, these spices give you the root of a homemade meal, give you a root of, it tastes like my wife made this, it tastes like my girlfriend made this, or it tastes like my mom's homemade meal. So this is what this spice gives you. It gives you that earthiness, that warmness of a homemade meal. If you're a busy guy out there, and sometimes, you know, as women, we're also not in the mood of cooking because you'll be cooking like the whole week. So sometimes a man has to step up and step in the kitchen, and that is also how you show your other partner a bit of love, by preparing them something in the kitchen as well. Women also need that, you know, guys. Don't just be there and then you expect the woman to cook the whole year. Come out once in a while, cook for her, show her some love, show her some how you call it? Be romantic. Don't be like those olden days of our great fathers who are not romantic. Be romantic, be out there, cook easy meals that are not complicated. Show love, show care. It's very important. So this spice will give you that warmness, that homemade meal. If you are looking for that homemade meal in your kitchen, just it's full of that aroma, the smell. So let me tell you guys a secret that I use, especially on the spice. So my husband specifically doesn't like to eat outside. You guys can be going to restaurants. He's one of the people that will not eat at the restaurant. So that has forced me to prepare more homemade meal. That has actually forced me, or encouraged me, I'll say, to prepare more homemade meal. Because even if you take him to a restaurant, he will still want you to come home and cook. He's a typical husband. So he is not impressed by food that are not made at home. So if you ladies are out there, you have a weird one like mine, doesn't like takeaways, so then I am forced to learn the spices, the natural spices. That's why I was encouraged to learn, deepen in these spices and how to use them in my cuisine to help my experience explore gain more in my cuisine so that my husband can have the best meal out there. Even if we go out and go eat at someone's house, you must still remember my food. That is the whole point. That is the whole point. So you can travel the world or you can go anywhere, at least wherever he's going to find himself, he should know that, oh, my wife uses delicious natural spices and I just can't have that her taste or find her taste anyway. So that is the whole point over here. So I capture his brain and I make him crave for my taste of food. That is the whole aim at all. So that's what I did with him and it worked perfectly well and it's still working. And I capture his heart, of course, through my natural spices, and I'm continuing to capture his heart. So this is the Eden fruit. It's extremely a very flavorful, delicious spice to use. So this way, I love it. So now I'm going to put the spice aside and I am going to the next one, which is a very interesting spice over here. So it's the same spice as well, where most people know the spice with different name. So like in Cameroon, they call this spice as bepe. The Ghanaians out there, they can tell me how they call this spice. The Nigerians, they're out there, can tell me how they call this spice. The Angolians can tell me how they call this spice. The Canada people, US people, they can tell me how they call this spice. So it's also like a chameleon. Everybody has a different way of calling this spice. So in my research, I found out besides different people, different countries calling this spice differently, it still has a common name that is known, which is the scientific name, because all those names that people call these spices, like let's say like the bepe, it's hard for people to pronounce it even. It's because it's the way they use it in their country, so everybody came up with a certain name of calling this spice. But one thing about this spice is that it doesn't change its name. The name remains the same, which is the same. Whether you are from the planet up there or which planet you are from, the spices still remain the same because the scientific name does not change regardless where you find yourself. Which is, in this one, the common name is known as an African nutmeg. So it's a very interesting nutmeg, I'll tell you. It does wonder in food seasoning. I just love the spice, that I'll tell you. I love these spices and I just love what it does. So but the scientific name stays the same whether you are from where or whether you're from where, which is the scientific name is Manadora marastica, which is over here. So I won't lie to you guys, these scientific names took me like 2 weeks to be able to know the scientific name, and it took me like a while to be able to practice them. I felt like I was going back to school to start knowing these spices specifically. So like this one is called Monadora marastica, that is the scientific name, but the common name which is known for is an African nutmeg. So the reason why it's called like that, because it's an interesting nutmeg. So when you are using this specifically spice, is that you want to grill it so that you can get a deep flavor out of this seed. So once you grill it, I'll show you one day, guys, when I am cooking with this spice and creating a menu and a meal. I'll take you guys through the whole step. So for now, I'm going to share with you guys that this spice, especially this one, so when what you are aiming for is the seed inside behind this shell. So what you will do is that you will need to grill this seed and make sure you don't burn it. So you grill it like on medium heat. Once you have grilled it, and then it will be easier for you to crack the shell off. So let me see, by one here, that will be easy for me to crack the shell. Yeah. So once you grill it like this one, I slightly burn it. So once you grill it like this, so James is saying in Ghana they call it a nut milk. Interesting. So once you grill it like this, what you want is that you need to be able to press this, and then you remove the shell, and inside you will have that nutmeg that you are looking for. So it's sweety, it's a bit bitter when you chew it, but it has a very interesting flavor. You can use it for cakes, for cupcakes, you can use it for anything, for fish, for meat, or if you want that nice flavor in your cupcake or in your papa. It's extremely good, this one. This spice does a lot of wonders. And also another thing I discovered about this spice is that, oh, James is here. Hi, Papa James. I hope you are good. So this spice, oh, so it's not this one. Ah, okay. He said not this one. So this spice, specifically this one, you can also use it to drink tea. It calms you when you are drinking tea. It calms you and it relaxes you before you go to sleep. It really gives you that nice deep sleep if you have a problem of sleeping. This is what this nutmeg does. So what you do is you boil it and then you drink it in water. You drink it like a tea, I mean, and then it helps relax your muscles before you go to sleep. I just love how this natural spices has so many benefits that people are not aware of. It's like a hidden natural spice because our great-great-parents used to use this spice, and it's extremely very delicious as well. It gives your fish, your chicken, very nice flavor. It's just that you need to grill it before, and then you need to remove the shell. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you guys how I remove the shell. Let's see if I can manage, because I'll need a knife and I'll need to crack this specifically. So let me see if I can crack this and open for you guys one to see inside. But once it's grilled, it's extremely difficult to open it without it being grilled. So you need to grill this for like 2 seconds the other side, and make sure you don't bend it like the way I just bent this one. And then you crack it open. The inside, it's the seed, because when you grill it without the inside seed, it will not give you that wonderful flavors you are looking for. The seed over here blocks it for you not to get those delicious flavors. So I'll put this aside and I'll go with our next spice, which is over here. So this one, it's one of my favorite. I love using this spice because it's not a complicated spice, and it's also a very interesting spice. It has a lot of flavors, especially on lazy days that I don't feel like using a lot of seasoning in my food. I love taking this spice with me anywhere in my kitchen. So with this one, is also having a scientific name, which is called Afrostylet Theopophyles. So just me opening this, it's already having that strong smell, which is already coming out of this bottle, and it smells so delicious, guys. Already I want to put this in my kitchen. So now the common name known by this wonderful spice is country onion. So it's not an onion that you use at home. Don't get confused, guys. It's not an onion. It's a country onion. So it's a spice. So this is when the shell is removed. Look how nice this looks. This is when the shell is removed, and it smells amazing. I just love how the spice smells, guys. This smells so amazing. I love how this smells. So now, before you get this, it will come like this. So this is when it is covered. This is when it is covered like this, and this is when the shell is off. They are two different, but it's one spice. So you do not want to grind this in your coffee grinder with this shell on. No. What you want is to remove this shell off. Specifically, you remove it like this, like that. And then this, you don't need it in your cooking. No, you don't need this in your cooking. We put this aside. So this is what you are looking for in your cooking. Over here, this seed like this. And then you're gonna grind this, and then once you grind this in your coffee blender, the powder that comes out of this is extremely amazing, and it just takes your food to a very different level. And the spice is so amazing, guys. I just love how the spice makes my food taste. I love using it, and also it's having the smell, the taste of garlic as well, which is interesting. So if you're not a garlic lover, you don't like too much garlic, this spice is definitely to use. Then you don't have to add again more garlic. But if you're like a garlic fan like me, I love garlic in my food, guys. Even though the spice saved me from putting in more garlic, I still add in a lot of garlic, guys, because I just love garlic. But this spice smells so wonderful, guys. It's a country onion, but it's not an onion. So it's not an onion that is dry, it's a name given. So it's extremely amazing, and I just love how this spice works in my fish, in my meat, in my chicken. So I'll take you guys through tomorrow how I prepare a delicious chicken, and I'm going to marinate a chicken using these my natural spices, and I'm going to show you the secret I use for my chicken to taste delicious, flavorful, and I'll take you guys through that step tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll show you guys how I'm using these flavorful spices over here. So this is what you're actually basically looking for, and there's many more spices that I've sourced, that I've started sourcing. So my first country that I started to source from was Cameroon, and I got my orders very well, and my spices arrived. The next country I'm thinking of sourcing their spices from, I think it will be Ghana, and then I'll go for Italy. So I'm sourcing my spices from different West African countries. So it will be Africa, and it will be Italy, and it will be more countries. So the aim is to source as much spices that I could and explore it in my kitchen and explore it with you guys as well in my delicious cuisine, and hook our loved one with our taste for them to stay at home and craving for our food. So we need to go back to our roots our great mother used to use, which is to cook a very good meal for your kids, for your husband, so that even when they grow up, we still remember their taste, we still remember their food, we still remember how a homemade meal is tasting, especially with the way the world is going. So you will not want your child to go out there or your husband to go out there and they don't remember how your food tastes. Then you have lost them. I'll tell you that. You have lost them completely. The same thing restaurant does is that they hook you with their taste, so that every time you'll want to go back to KFC, you want to go back to McDonald's, or you want to go back whichever restaurant you prefer eating. It's because they've hooked you with their taste, they've hooked you with their flavors, and it went to your brain. And every time you want to eat a chicken or a fish, you crave for their taste. Because why? They've managed to hook you with their taste, and it has ended also in your brain, which they've given you a good taste. So even if someone else cook it, you'll be like, no, this does not taste like McDonald's. Let me go back to McDonald's. Oh no, this does not taste like KFC. No, let me go back to KFC because I'm looking for that KFC. It's the same thing, guys. When you, let's say you go buy chicken, right? You want to do a KFC at home. Yes, you can get the crunchiness of KFC. Yes, you can be able to manage to fry your chicken, yes, but you will not get the exact taste of KFC. No way, because they have their secret recipe they used to give in that taste that makes you always come back. Regardless how many times you try KFC at your house, you still want to go back to KFC and buy your KFC. Because why? Their taste, their seasoning is something you cannot just find anywhere. They've captured you with their taste, because you know everybody can go buy chicken, guys. You can walk into the sea, you can go anywhere and you still find chicken, but you are not going to find the KFC taste. So they've hooked you with their taste, which means you are definitely going back to KFC to go and look for that taste. You are not buying the chicken, you are buying the taste. So with my natural spices over here, it will make your husband stay at home for your taste. He's not going to look for any other taste outside there, but if you are going to hook him with this delicious taste over here, which I am doing with mine, of course. So I'm hooking him with my taste. I am hooking my kids with my taste, so that even they grow up, they are out there, they still remember a homemade meal made by mommy with love. And remember guys, don't forget, anything you cook, it still needs to be given love, because once you cook something and love is not thrown in between there, of course your menu is a waste, because we can still feel when food is not made out of love, or when food is not really well cooked and you just want to get rid of it. They still can feel it. So guys, that's a secret restaurants use, so do not be surprised that everybody will hook you to a certain taste. So myself, I decided to use these delicious, flavorful, natural spices in my menu, creating different delicious menu with these natural spices that I am going to take you guys through step by step on how to use them. So I use my homemade, not homemade, I use my coffee grinder to grind my spices. So I don't grind them like in advance, because I believe they lose flavor when you grind them at once. So what I do is that the portion I am using, I just measure it and then I just grind it immediately on the spot to store that nature, that flavorful of the spice. I don't want to grind it before. That is just a technique I use in my chicken. Not in my chicken, I mean in my kitchen. Not chicken, in my kitchen. So yeah guys, these are the way I use. So I'm going to show you guys tomorrow definitely how I prepare these spices. So if you guys are out there, do not forget to like, do not forget to subscribe, do not forget to follow. And also if you have any questions when I am still here, please ask me any questions, whether it's about the spices or anything you'd like to know. So don't stress yourself about how these spices are called or the names are making you worried. You don't know, these are so long names. No, relax. They may call it differently. People call it differently wherever they find themselves, but rest assured you can just stick onto the scientific name, which will save you a lot of trouble, because a lot of West African countries, everybody has a different name how they call it based on my research, but the scientific name stays the same. It does not change. So if you also have a problem with sleeping, this Eden fruit is extremely good also to drink as a tea. It gives you that restful sleep as well. And also when you use this Eden fruit spice in your croaker fish, with the croaker fish guys, when you use the spice in your croaker fish, it gives you that amazing flavorful taste in this one. Extremely amazing taste. I just love it. It smells sweet. Like me personally, I don't like something bitter. If you give me a bitter tea guys, I'm not gonna drink it. I am sorry. Oh, my sister knows I can't drink something bitter. But the benefit of this Eden fruit, why I love drinking it as a tea, is that it's not bitter, it's not too sweet, it's just neutral. It's extremely a neutral spice, and it is just, you cannot feel too much overwhelmed of the sweetness, no. You can also not feel too much of the sour. You cannot feel the sour. It's a very calm spice, this, and it just gives you a very, very good tea, and it also gives you a good taste in your food. I just love this guys. And then what you need to do is the other thing I found out guys, but this one you need to believe, which is like the weird part. So you cannot use it like, let's say you want to use this whole portion like this into your seasoning of your fish. What you're going to get inside here is a very, very dark spice. So if you use it like this straight to season your fish, then definitely your fish is going to come out dark, almost like my jacket that I'm wearing here. So you do not want that for your fish. So I am going to show you guys how I measure this spice, when this natural spice, when I am seasoning my fish, and I'm going to take you guys through the step on how I use it. So with this spice as well, I love eating it like a candy, because it's having that sweetness. I love how it tastes. It has that sweetness in it, and it's extremely delicious. And at the back you can feel a bit of the bitter, you can feel a bit of the sweet. It's extremely healthy, guys. This is a must spice to have in your cuisine. It is so delicious. So guys, thank you for you guys who came through for watching. See you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Let's create a good menu using these natural spices tomorrow, and I'll show you guys how I season my chicken that you can eat with bread, with rice, with anything that you want. So from me to you guys, I'm sending you guys love and care. Take care. Ciao, ciao. See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.